Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl is one of the best books you will ever read. It's his lessons on spiritual survival while he was in a concentration camp during the World War II period. And if you can find meaning in a place like a concentration camp where so much darkness is surrounded, you know, you can find it anywhere. So this book was one of the first books like I ever read when I started reading, and I always recommend it to people because I talk about spiritual metabolism all the time. You know, you could be doing the best things in the world. You could be eating all your amino and your fatty acids. You could be exercising, and yet, what is this burnout and fatigue that you're experiencing? You know, it is likely like your soul. Our souls are always trying to guide us in a certain direction. So when we're going on the wrong path, where we're heading the wrong direction, hanging out with the wrong people, wrong situations, our body tends to give us symptoms like physical signs to kind of get us on the right path. Maybe you feel burnt out and fatigued. Well, let's slow you down so you can choose a different direction. So I love this book because too, you might be not as thrilled about where you're at, you know, maybe your expectations for where you're at, they're just too low, right? Like in the morning, I'm expecting to wake up and be rushed and in a hurry. I'm expecting things to go wrong, you know, your expectations are too low. Let me sit down with myself and let me map out what my most beautiful day would look like, right? Make your expectations so high and don't be attached to the outcome. But if all of your expectations are met and you feel excited by it, it's like a surprise from the earth, you know. If things don't go right, you know, it's just a pathway, and it's just a cue to go in the other direction. That's all that it is. But map out your day, map out your metabolism, map out your biochemistry. Tonight before you go to bed, I used to write down on a piece of paper, I'm going to wake up at this time, you know, so in the morning, I'm going to wake up when the sun's rising so I can catch the sunrise. I'm not going to feel rushed. I'm not going to feel in a hurry. I have plenty enough time to enjoy my coffee, read a little bit of my book. I have time to exercise and relax within myself. And I'm going to have a good day no matter what happens. If someone gets mad or angry with me, I'm not going to get angry or mad. You know, why would I let any circumstance in my life alter the way that I feel? And I just went through this big time period that I go through where I was in a situation where I felt taken advantage of, and I was taken advantage of, but that's on you. Wherever you are, you can either look at it as like a gift or as like an unfair event, you know? Was it unfair? No. Nothing in life is unfair, you know? If you want to feel like you've been taken advantage of, you're going to be looking at things like the glass is half empty all the time. Why does nobody appreciate me? Why didn't this work out the way I wanted to work out? Or you can live glass half full in your greatest spiritual power, and you could say, this lesson was a gift and opportunity for me to take a different direction in life. You know, this person made me feel this type of way because I needed to understand something about myself. I needed to just let it roll off my shoulder and keep going, you know? Don't let anything shake you. Don't let anything dim your light. And it's hard to keep that mindset for myself. It is so hard for me to feel that when I feel physically depleted. That's why I'm constantly talking about the backbone of spiritual metabolism, which is your physical metabolism. And they're one and the same, you know? So, I mean, like in Man's Search for Meaning, in those concentration camps, these people were beat down physically and emotionally. And again, like reading this book, like this book sold, you know, and I bought this years ago, more than 16 million copies in print worldwide. There's more than that by now, but there's a reason why people gravitate towards this book for, again, teaching lessons of spiritual survival. There's darkness and there's temptations to be angry and to feel just darkness out in the world. You know, people are constantly complaining about something instead of seeing the bright side and the optimistic side of things. And people also, they say, I've heard the word recently, toxic positivity. And, you know, I come off as being a very optimistic person. Like, why not? I've been through so much darkness where it's been like, Rachel, you're eating off two plates. You got two options. You're going to choose heaven or you're going to choose hell. You're going to choose light, you're going to choose dark. And I've taken the dark option before, and it's physically drained me and fatigued me. So now I know, I know what I want, I want to feel that lightness, okay? Keep your expectations high. And if there's someone or a situation in your environment that says that your expectations are too high, that's your cue to go elsewhere. You deserve to be the bright light that you are. You have so much love to give. There's so much beauty in the world. And, yeah, you're the author of that. You're the author of how you see things, no matter what your circumstance is. And it's definitely hard during those challenging times where you're in a place where everything is going wrong. It's just, do I see this as a blessing, as a gift to, you know, go in a different direction? Or am I going to stay here in this same place and keep asking why and thinking this is not fair? Or, you know, I don't know, you just got two outlooks in life, and your health is determined by this, If your spiritual metabolism is seeing through a lens of darkness, I'm always going to be overweight. I'm never going to, every single meal that I eat, no matter what I eat, I'm going to gain weight from it. I'm going to feel lethargic and, like I'm undeserving. But you deserve the whole world. You deserve to lose the weight you want to lose and maintain that, My body, so I wake up now, my expectations are so high. I am going to enjoy this donut. Everything I do is for my highest grade and good of my health. Every single action that I take is helping me to restore my vibrancy and my light in my body, no matter what it is, And I always try to follow up. So your habits will keep you in place. Your habits will, it's like having muscle is your habit, right? So like, I have a lot of muscle in my body. I build and work towards that muscle through eating my amino and fatty acids, and I work to strength train or to go on walks to maintain that muscle mass, because I won't always feel strong in my mind. Like, I may come across a virus in the environment that makes me ill. And during these times of illness, my muscle that I put on, my habits that I put on, and I've structured my skeleton with my muscles, my posture muscles. So during these times of illness and weakness, which I will come across, because that is the way Earth works, Earth will humble us in all ways. And when I feel physically weak, my spiritual metabolism, I know that I'll get through this period. Same thing with just having muscle in the body. If I become ill, my body will recover. I have battery packs. My immune system is fed. My body will preserve itself. Its resilience is strong within me, And your emotional metabolism is the same way, I don't always have the motivation to do the workout. I don't always feel happy. People ask me now, Rachel, do you ever get sad? You always look like you have a smile on your face. I work so hard towards going towards the light. So when I do experience times of darkness, which I definitely do, my coping mechanisms are a lot better. And if I need to cry, I shall cry. Cry if you want to. It's your birthday. Do what you want. Cry. Let yourself release those tears, release those emotions that you're feeling. And then I go sit in the sun, or I go on a walk. I have these foods that I know are going to build these neurotransmitters that are going to help me feel light and bright. So are your expectations too low? Are you expecting the worst outcome? When you wake up in the morning, you deserve the best. I am constantly working to get into a better, lighter, and brighter place. My body is doing exactly what I want to. I am toning up. My skin is becoming more vibrant, more healthy. My cells, I am talking to my cells. My thoughts are talking to my body constantly. Everything I do is for my health. I'm eating this food. It's not good or bad. There are foods that help us maintain the light more than others, but even if I enjoy the hot glazed donut that somebody puts in front of me, I'm going to utilize this energy. This gave me so much joy. I feel so excited, and no, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, because I enjoyed it and I work hard for it. And I know that the majority of my diet, the bulk of my diet, which includes my sleep and the relationships that I keep with other people and my exercise, I know that the majority of that is a good foundation for where I need to go to build my actual cells. So remember, your cells are babies. They're always listening to you. Be a good parent to your body. Speak loving things to your body, you know? We got this. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this time period of this impermanence, you know? Man's search for meaning. How do you find meaning in this moment? Everything is changing all the time. This time period, whatever you're feeling right now, it's not going to feel this way always. Everything decays, everything, even the cells in our bodies, like a brown leaf on a plant, constantly dying and regenerating itself. So you're not the same person as you were. Like right now, you're a different person in a minute from now. In a second from now, you're a different person. The way that you're breathing, the way that your posture is initiated, everything about you is constantly changing. You're not in the same place. So keep your expectations high. And if your expectations are low in some areas, think about that. Raise them up. Raise them up. Keep them up. Let the world surprise you. The world has so many surprises. You don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know, maybe you see a little baby. Like I saw this little baby at the farmer's market last weekend. And he just ran up and he just grabbed a strawberry and started eating it. And I was just like, it's so cute, a little savage, you know? There's so many things in the environment that are just waiting to make you smile, waiting for you to see the beauty, like the green of the grass. All the grass could be brown and dead, you know? We could be in a severe drought. But no, the vibrancy of the grass is so green. It's so beautiful, just like you. You're the most beautiful person I have ever seen in my whole life. Gorgeous, intelligent, beyond comprehension, beyond words. Your beauty just makes me smile. Anyway, I hope this is helpful for you in some way. Keep it light. If I can help you, reach out to me. Probably on Instagram is the best place, or my email. I have my email in the description, I believe. If not, you can find me somewhere. I have my comments off. I do appreciate all the thoughts. And I do try to be as accurate and as helpful and as hopeful in these videos that I'm making. But yeah, I do appreciate your comments and your thoughts if you do have some. And as always, I wish you the best of luck. Don't forget to get this book, read this book, just one page at a time, like one day at a time. You know, you don't need to sit down and read 50 pages. It's just one step, one breath at a time. So anyway, as always, good luck.